What the fuck? Are y'all serious? Back over here. I'm only one fucking female. Where y'all join? Yes, a bitch. I see that a little bit. They fucked me up. I didn't do this. I didn't first.
Roger Wolfgram, and I am a storyteller. Welcome to the bunker. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Colonel channel. And as you may have noticed, I am getting the raw video directly from the police departments. And I'm putting that out, and then I'm making a second video where I'm commenting on some of the legal issues that I see as kind of an education. Hopefully you don't find yourself in the situation where you're dealing with the DWI. But this video that I did about the teacher who got the DWI, felony flea, and we'll cover that. I did a video on it, and I got a comment from Jasmine Goddess 7968, and she says, do not do FSTs. Those are field sobriety tests. They're a waste of time. Refuse to take them if you're arrested. Do the breathalyzer and fight it out in court. They need you to do the FSTs to prove whether or not you are under the influence. Well, thanks, Jasmine. I appreciate the comments, by the way. And I'm going to try it this time here where I take a comment, kind of expand on that to give you some legal, I guess, analysis. I, by the way, completely agree with Jasmine Goddess 7968. The field sobriety tests only are good for the cops, but you have to take the breath test at the station or they're going to charge you with a refusal. Here's the original video. I'm going to comment about the legal things. If you want to see the whole video with the chase, all the detail, that's another video right here. This one is just going to focus. I'm actually going to talk about the FSTs. And with that said, a little bit of an introduction by shortening the video and then showing you the FSTs, commenting on legal things along the way. Here we go.
I don't know what do this. Like, I've never heard nobody touch me.
Well, ignorance of the law doesn't excuse breaking the law.
True. Like, y'all are men. Why y'all touching a woman?
Okay, well, women don't get a free pass for breaking the law.
Y'all females.
So
here's the men don't touch her. Well, that's not true. If you commit felonies, the police are going to touch you. So what do we have here from a squad camera? We've got a lane incursion right there. So that is going to be justification to stop the car. The judge is going to say that's a good reason. Okay, more lane incursion. So he has to articulate why he's stopping the car for what crime. Well, lane incursion is a violation of the statute. That's going to be a valid reason to stop the vehicle. But the vehicle's not going to stop. Okay, so this is really important to the rest of the video. How would you not know that there's a cop car behind you? Because she claims, meaning the driver, she claims that she didn't know that the police were behind her. Now, if you're that oblivious to what's going on because you're that drunk, that's a problem. Or you're just straight up lying. It doesn't make sense because I really don't know why she would be doing what she's doing if she wasn't aware. But this is so in your face.
Here's 30.
Side view mirror you can see, rear view mirror you can see. She claims she's listening to her music very loud.
Somebody, I think it was 6 were traveling westbound, 45 miles an hour, passing very sure.
I have another unit in the area.
Oh, they are.
So now we've been gone on for how long with the lights on? No clue.
6 passes after the lane, about 50.
And Yeah, 50.
She has the awareness to signal, but doesn't know there's a cop behind her.
Northbound County Park.
Approaching Manchester, 50 miles an hour, traffic only.
Network.
Here's the key point. If she knows an officer's behind her, then it's felony fleeing. Another lane incursion. So the question is going to be, did she know the police were behind her? You'll see in a minute, they're in front of her too. So you hear the police call out speed.
6, continuing northbound, past North Entrance to the complex, 55 miles per hour.
So it's giving all situational awareness to everybody else. How fast there's traveling, what the traffic's like, in order for safety to be observed.
Six, passing Jewel Road, 60 miles per hour.
I can't imagine you drive for this long and never look in the rearview mirror. Again,
31 units, hold on, I'm marking traffic for wait. Yeah, take it.
6, passing Parkway Drive, 52 miles per hour.
Network. Already got Winfield coming that way.
Six, we're approaching Geneva. Looks like we're slowing down here.
Network.
now this is the one. There's cops in front of her. She apparently doesn't think they're after her.
Six, we're continuing northbound through passing National Street, 67 miles per hour.
Network.
Alright, I got the radio, just stay with them.
So now you've got the speed added to the lane incursion, failure to stop.
Continue northbound County Park, I agree, 57 miles per hour.
Network.
The reason I don't think this is she's aware is if this was an actual chase, I think the speeds would be higher, the driving conduct would be more dangerous. Something would be different. This is a really kind of a sedate chase. More lane incursions.
So we're going northbound, approaching St. Charles Road, 45 miles per hour.
Network.
So we're gonna be turning westbound St. Charles from County Farm.
Again, she's signaling the whole time. That's not chase behavior, really.
Six's information looks to be either a male blind driver or female blind.
Network.
Ready, you 28 close to contact.
Go take out the Cal, Silver 2009 for utility.
Westbound St. Charles, 45 miles per hour.
Network.
More lane incursion. So we've clearly established there. Okay. For safety, they're going to call this. She's going the wrong way. So she's going to drive on, completely oblivious, according to her, apparently. Another agency farther up the road, the radio traffic, they're hearing it, they're waiting for her. They're going to get her stopped. But she's not getting out of the vehicle. She's in the vehicle for over an hour and a half. They finally have to call in the Bearcat, like a tank, and do a high-risk felony extraction. So this is obstruction. She's not getting out. She's not resisting. She's just not complying. Look at all the cops they got there.
Okay. Yeah. I think we might need to. Just a second here, just in case. Appreciate it.
Now keep in mind, she has her daughter in the car, adolescent daughter. I don't know what people think. Here comes the contact team. They're going to take her out of the vehicle, and she's going to bust her nose or get a bloody nose.
Wait, I'm a couple. Wait, ow! Y'all breaking my arm! Your other hand right now. Ow! 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 I didn't realize this fucking. What the fuck? Are y'all serious?
Back over here.
I'm only one fucking female. Where y'all doing?
One female's not following commands, may have a gun, don't know.
Yeah. Okay. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, no, nothing.
So she's going to be taken into custody, of course. Then they're going to transport her to the jail.
You okay? I'm Officer Hoots.
My wife,
I'm
she
sorry,
on
you're right.
way.
I was just talking to it threw me off. What was your name again? Brittany.
Yes.
I'm Officer Hoots with the Wheaton Police Department. You can call me Derek, okay?
Okay, there.
Are you injured at all?
Yes, my bitch.
I see that a little bit.
They
Okay.
fucked me up. I
Yes,
didn't
you
do
did.
nothing. I didn't fire.
So here's the thing. I'm sure you have a lot of questions for me.
No,
I have some
I
questions for you. We'll get to all that. You are going to have to come back to the Wheaton Police Department with us, okay? We're going to make
Why,
this
sir?
because you're under arrest for aggravated fleeing and eluding.
We're gonna walk you through this whole thing.
Okay, so this is Jasmine Goddess 7968 issue is with these field sobriety tests, and I completely agree. There is nothing you're going to do on this test that's going to make them not take you to the station and ask for you to give a breathalyzer. The breathalyzer is what can be used against you as evidence in a court of law. These tests are just you stumbling around. No one ever passes these tests. The cops don't even demonstrate them correctly half the time. These tests were used when the alcohol concentration limit in Minnesota was 0.10. Now it's 0.08. They use the same test. The human body hasn't changed. So now all of a sudden, if you were 0.08, you were fine. Have a nice night. Now, if you're 0.08, you're absolutely stumbling drunk. So my advice to you is these field sobriety tests are just evidence to show that you're hammered. The only evidence that that you have to give them by law as a result of your driver's license being issued is the breath test at the station. Let's watch. I'll break this down, tell you exactly why this does you no good.
It's a rough one, but okay.
Okay, so this is a very important part. You will see that she fails these miserably, and the reason is primarily to do with following instructions. A big part of this test, and people think, oh, I did the test right. The test has to do with where they tell you to put your arms, when they tell you to start, where to put your feet, how to turn. All of those things are designed to trick you up, and even people when they're sober screw these tests up, let alone when they're impaired. They have no evidentiary value except for a jury or a judge who watches them and says, yeah, that's a good reason to ask her for a breath test. Just go right to the breath test. It's either going to be you're going to refuse it or you're going to take it. This does you no good.
You say you're a school teacher, right? And you're on your feet quite a bit. You want to make kind of like palms or anything like that. Okay. All right. So what we're just going to do is just going to walk in exercise. I'm going to kind of demonstrate it for you. I'm going to explain how it goes. Okay.
Well, you don't already know. So that's the first mistake you're making. I already know. Well, do you know how to stand? Do you know how to turn? Do you follow the instructions? Saying, I already know, you don't.
Any questions, you can let me know. I'm going to kind of explain it, and then we're going to run through it, okay?
Pay attention if you're going to even do it.
What I want you to do, man, is imagine a straight line about the width of your foot where you're standing, going straight up. Put your left foot on that right. Put your right foot in front of your left foot. Are you okay doing with the shoes as well, or do you want to take those off? Okay. So I want you to stay in this position.
So look, even the stance, even when you're sober, if you're upset, you're confused, and she's extremely upset. She knows she's in big trouble. But even those putting you in that stance, if you get out of that stance, that's a cue. If you don't hold your arms to your side like you're told, that's a cue. If you don't take the little turn at the end of your 9 steps, that's a cue. If you don't count them out loud, that's a cue. If you don't look down, that's a cue. So watch.
Let's lay to begin. You understand? You understand? Okay. So when I tell you to begin, what you're going to do is you're going to take 9 heel toe steps. You're going to take a series of small steps to turn around, and you're going to take 9 heel toe steps back. It's going to start like this. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm only taking 3, but you're going to go to 9. Keep your left foot on the ground like this. Once you turn around, take a series of small steps.
See that turn?
And then 9.
Everybody messes this turn up.
Again, you're going to go to 9. I'm only going to 3. Okay. You understand all that? Okay. When you're doing the test, what I want you to do is make sure that you are looking down at your feet. You're getting heel to toe when you take a step. Keep your arms down to your side and make sure your timer steps out a lot.
Okay, arms down to the side.
I don't want you to stop. You understand all that? All right. Whenever you're ready, you want to get back in the starting position? Okay. Are you all set?
Not counting, not looking down. Arms out like she's on a tight wire, which your arms are supposed to be at your side. Watch the turn at the end. It's kind of a loose about face. It's not the small steps that were explained. Here we are, this tightrope stuff, we were supposed to be by your sides. She's really upset. She's probably not even paying attention.
All right. We're not going to do any kind of walking anymore. We're just going to be standing on one leg, okay? So it's another exercise. So again, you want to do this with your shoes on, or you want to take them off? I got you. This test is just going to be basically, I'm going to tell you how to do it. You're going to do it. It's going to be for 30 seconds, but I'm going to keep the time, so you're just going to keep going, okay? So it's going to look something like this. Can't get together, arms out on your side. When I tell you to begin, you're going to raise whichever foot you want. You're walk where you're right. About 6 inches off the ground, like this. Toe pointing outward. And you're going to look at it and you're going to count 1001, 1002. All right, so you're going to raise it about 6 inches off the ground, toe pointing outward.
See, even he is losing his balance. This is what I'm talking about.
While looking at it,
you see him?
until I tell you to stop. Okay? Like I said, it's going to be for 30
They give you a
seconds.
ton of instructions. You're under stress.
When
You're supposed to remember all the detail, and the cop can't do it sober when he's demonstrated it 1,000 times.
Go ahead and raise it and keep going where you left off. Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay. And you may begin.
Okay, not looking down,
Look down at your football.
not counting.
Count your steps. Okay, sorry, count your climb.
1,000.
1,002. Keep your arms down at your side. Yep, and look down at your toe. Go and count for me. Like thousands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You don't go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You go 1,001, 1,002, every one,
You're just
1,000.
going to keep going until you stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can stop.
Because you failed it miserably.
Did you take any kind of prescription medication today? Oh. Are you on any kind of prescription medication? No. Okay. Do you remember what you said as far as how much you had to drink tonight? Yes. Okay.
Red wine.
Red wine?
Red wine.
Red
Snake
wine.
rib. Red wine, snake rib.
Okay.
Red wine can get you loaded, by the way.
Okay. Do you remember how much of that you drank?
2 glasses.
2 glasses.
I'm a smoker.
You're a smoker. Okay.
Great
Did
news.
you have something to, what did you smoke?
I smoke marijuana.
Okay. Do you remember what time you smoked that?
Like, super time.
2, 3 o'clock in the morning?
Given information to establish the last drink,
Okay.
last smoke.
It is 4:47.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so 2:30?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna have you do is, you said you're getting your master's.
Masters.
Okay, that's pretty exceptional.
Yeah, I got a final. Last final.
Okay, I just wanna kind of see where your education level was. You seem like
Yes.
you're way ahead of everybody else. Then.
Yeah.
You have no problem obviously saying your alphabet or anything like that, right?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask you to sing it backwards or anything like that. I'm just gonna have you start on the letter D and end on the letter U without skipping any letters.
And this isn't even a standardized test. This is a made-up test.
Go backwards too.
Okay, just do it the way you were
I
told.
told you to start on?
D.
Okay. You remember which letter I told you to end on?
Z.
Okay. I said D to you, so I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
you got that.
Weren't late.
Okay. Can you go ahead and face me again?
She thinks it's about whether you know your ABCs. He thinks you got to do it this way.
You did. When I tell you to begin, what you're going to do, keep your arms down to your side forward. Get your feet together as you are. So what you're going to do when I tell you to begin, you're just going to tilt your head back, close your eyes, and I want you to estimate the 30 second time passing. Okay. 30 seconds. So estimate 30 seconds passing. Okay. No, I don't want you to say it out loud. However, you're gonna imagine 30 seconds of time. Just getting to that. Then I want you to open your eyes, look at me, and say stop. Okay. So, are you ready? Are you ready, Brittany? Okay. And we can begin.
So how come
Close your eyes for me.
when it was a 0.10 standard, why are the tests exactly the same? Wouldn't there be a difference? I mean, you were impaired at 1.0 obviously the whole time. So why would you be able to not get a DWI at 0.9 408 when the limit was 10. The human body hasn't changed. She's supposed to count 30 seconds in her mind.
Do you remember how much time I told you to?
30 seconds.
Okay. You understood?
Everything you heard.
Okay. Understood that at 30 seconds, I wanted you to look at it and say stop. Are you still counting?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
None of this did her any good.
Told you to stop.
32.
32 seconds?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So, freaking, I don't want you to bump that.
I'm just not sad.
No, I
Just not sad.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, why don't we do one more thing, okay? And we're gonna move on, all right? So, kind of like the first exercise we did, you're just gonna be looking at something here real quick. It's gonna be very simple, okay? So, what I'm gonna do is you're gonna follow the tip of my finger. What I'm gonna do, just keep your head still. I'm gonna go real close to your nose. I'm not gonna touch you. I want you to keep following that finger, okay? I'm gonna do that twice.
This is about instructions too.
I'm gonna do two
And-
circles around your face, and then just keep following it. I'm gonna get real close, okay? All right, ready?
And you can't game this test. People think, well, I watched it. What they're looking for is they're looking for small ratcheting in your eyes at the limit of your field of view. That indicates impairment. And you can't do anything about it. It's automatic.
Okay.
So when that 20 minutes is over, I'm going to ask that you provide us a breath sample with this machine here. And I'll also ask that you provide us a blood sample. Have the phlebotomist come out and take a blood draw. Are those something you'd be willing to do?
Don't like needles, none of that.
Okay, so you're refusing to take the test that we're
No.
requesting?
No.
I just want to make sure that you are refusing to do it before I go through with all this paperwork. Okay.
And it's at the station you should take that breath test because typically the
And you
refusal
understand
sign.
what I read to you here as far as
Come on, man.
not completing the request treatment?
This thing.
You understand what I read to you here about not
Yes.
completing the requested stuff, correct? Correct. Okay.
So, nobody pays for this?
For that,
For your
Yeah.
face getting all.
pays for it.
They snatched me out of my car.
They did snatch you out of your car and they did take you to the ground because you would not exit your vehicle after they gave you lawful orders to do so.
But
So how is somebody supposed to get you out of your vehicle if you're breaking the law by disobeying lawful?
so y'all gonna forcibly come take me out?
100%, yes.
Y'all, men.
100% of the time, there was also women there. 100% of the time,
It's on men.
100% of the time,
You know my daughter had it in court.
let me explain this to you. So 100% of the time, if officers try to stop a vehicle who flees from them, goes through
Who
multiple.
was playing? I don't understand. Who's
Really? Sit down. Let me just talk to you. Sit down. Don't get back up. Let me explain to you. 100% of the time, when officers are trying to pull that vehicle over, that vehicle's not stopping through multiple counties. Wheaton PD tries to stop you originally. St. Charles PD tries to stop you. You get Elbert in on it. You get Kane County in on it. You had several jurisdictions trying to stop your vehicle. You never stopped. They had to spike your tires to get the vehicle to stop moving. Okay? And then for an hour and a half, they made announcements for you to exit the vehicle. They gave you lawful orders. You did not adhere to any of those orders. You told them, no, I'm not getting out of my vehicle.
No, I was
So-
kidding. My kid was playing.
Your kid was in there, too.
I have two
That's
kids.
all I do.
I have two kids. Irregardless of that, It doesn't matter. You disobeyed a lawful order. You refused to come out. You told them to come get you because you wanted to sue them. It's exactly what you said.
I know what I said.
So-
My face, why y'all touching me?
Well, when you don't get out of the car, you get pulled from the car. That's what they're going to do it. Every
And it's
time.
not going to just be a bunch of women officers.
I don't know what to do this. Like, I've never heard nobody touch me.
Well, ignorance of the law doesn't excuse breaking the law.
Like,
Okay.
y'all are men. Why y'all touching a woman?
Okay, well, women don't get a free pass for breaking the law.
Even y'all female
So
police.
tonight,
Even the female police, I was talking to her, she wouldn't even touch.
yeah, nobody's gonna approach the vehicle for safety reasons. We don't know what's going on in that vehicle.
My hips out the car.
I understand. We're not gonna approach that vehicle. That's not how a felony stop is conducted. You exit the vehicle and you come to us. We do not approach that vehicle. If you approach that vehicle.
I've never been in trouble. I don't know nothing about your problem.
That's fine. That's fine. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get you in a cell. We're gonna call our state's attorney. You're looking at several charges. A few of them are pretty big, with the fleeing and eluding, child endangerment, DUI. There's gonna be several that you're looking at. So the state's attorney's gonna have to look at all the charges we're giving them, either approve them or deny them, and we'll go from there. We'll decide if they want you to go to the judge today, or if they're gonna release you on that free trial release. Free trial release is just you sign a piece of paper, and you go to the court date that they give you.
I don't know.
Okay, well, there you go. Jasmine Goddess, 7968 was absolutely right. Those field sobriety tests are absolutely useless to help you. If you are sober or if you're not worried about it, just go ahead and take the dang test, because the test at the police station, if you refuse that, typically the penalties are much greater for the refusal because they treat it like the worst case scenario. If you take it, you might actually get a lesser offense because of the concentration of whatever the drug or alcohol is. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching this. Until the next time, from the Wolfgram Worldwide headquarters, this is Wolf 6 out here.